Okay, last week we started to design this flyer and we left off at some point, and today we are going to continue and finish it. And some part maybe is overlapping a little bit, but it's okay, it's a good practice. Alright, so last week we set up the master page and the first page and second page. So I'm going to need to delete this as well because I need to show you guys how to do that. And here, and then we also remember use we defined a lot of paragraph style, and we defined the header, we defined the heading, different headings, we defined the body text, etc. Okay, so we come into our master page and double click it, and Command 0 set this document fitting window. I'm going to add a stroke, which is going to be using our rectangle 2. I'm going to draw a box, so the size will be same as the size we do for the adding the bleeding. And now I need to change this color. Going to have this color. Going to use the same color as we added on the swatch card. So I'm going to select that. I'm going to add 15 pt. And this, like we said, we can click this stroke. We have options here. I'm going to just fit inside, which is perfect. From the bleeding to inside. And the black line is showing us what is going to, after it's a print. So if you want to check it, you can go to the screen mode. You can choose this presentation. So you will see after the real printing, this bleeding area got cut. So it's going to have this purple edge around, which is what we want. And Shift W, we go back to our original file. And then I'm going to click this off. On the master page, we're done with everything. So I'm going to come to the first page. First page, we have this title, and then I'm going to add a box here. This box is going to have the same color, filling color as our robot. Going to have these two. Okay. And I'm going to add text on it. Okay. Here there are some content only for this document. So I'm going to add this semester 1 to 4 from here. Press Command C. I'm going to use a text box I'm going to use a tab tool to draw a text box. I'm going to add it. I'm going to paste it there. While you're doing this, because last week we have already defined the body text. So when we copy, it's automatically pick up this body text. While I select it, it has a purple color. It has all the information we need. It's a 12 pt, and the leading is a 16 pt. Okay, now we just need to add a heading. Semester 1, I believe last week we did, we said that is the main heading or heading 1, yeah, because we want to have this shadow thing. So the heading 1, just want to remind you guys, when we define the heading 1, we add a paragraph shading. That's the reason this has a shading here, okay? And semester 2, highlight it and it goes to click heading 1, and semester 3, heading 1, semester 4, heading 1, okay? And that we finish this part, and now I need to add something here. So I'm going to my Word document. I'm going to copy this part here, Apple C. I'm going to put it here. The type 2, click here, change this box into the text frame, Apple V. You couldn't see it because they are in the same color, the body text, which we're going to change it. Click this indent text. Actually, we need to create a new style, which I believe it just use Alt Option. Click that and see. Text white. This way we are going to remember is going to be in white color. So we come into here, character color. We click this paper. We say OK. So we're going to highlight this and change this and come to this text white. I'm going to double click this based on the body text, based on basic paragraph. Going to check what is involved. Okay. Going to change this into white color. Going to change this to regular. This I want to change to number 12. Okay. I like this result. And I want to highlight this and change this to another heading, which is occupation heading. So this is going to be white as well. So we need to change to number 12. So I'm going to have this selected and go to text frame option. I'm going to add inside the spacing. Okay, I like this inside the spacing like this. All right, that's this part we finished. If you want to put this into a line to the right, you just simple put your cursor there and push the 30 credits to here. We finish this, the first page, and then second page we are going to add logo. We are going to go to, remember there are several ways to do it. So I'm going to come here and say please. Going to place this white logo here. Say OK. Going to draw a box here. So that is our logo placed here. So next I'm going to add some address here. That is the address. Well, the text white select. I'm going to draw a text frame here. I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to split, hold down this and text frame option, split this column into two. Okay, going to push this up. Okay, going to select this and align this to the right, and this one is on the left. And I'm going to use a line tool to draw a line here, and then use, while it's still selected, change to paper, and then change to 1 pixel. So the next thing I'm going to do is draw a table here. That is very useful, especially in design. A lot of people need to have this table. Just go to table and say create a table. So I'm going to create just 6 rows, maybe, yeah, 6 rows and 2 columns, and heading row 0. So notice there is a little icon here. We can just draw on here. It's going to help us to create a table. While you're doing this, you say, wow, how smart this InDesign is giving me the table looks like this. Well, it is actually not, because I had the table style defined already, which is called the success cell. You double click it. You can see there are something defined inside already. So if it's not, by default, you probably need to, when I have a, let's see, I delete this table style. I put my paragraph in on the body text. Let's see, I create a table, save. It may still give me this, okay. That's all right. So the easy way, the same as the text and the images, everything is inside the frame, same as the table. While you click it, it's like inside of the table. You can, if for instance, okay, let me do this. You can insert another column. You say, oh, I want to insert another column here. And then look, the frame doesn't fit anymore because you insert another column. And when you double click inside, when your cursor become this double arrow, you can change the size of the row, of the column, and you can select it. You can also say delay the column. That column got delayed, so you can drag this here, which want this to be. And to define the table, you also can double click here and highlight everything, and you can come to the table option. You can do the insert and delete stuff. You can merge the cell. For instance, I need to merge this. I say okay. I need the table option. I need a merge cell, and I need to merge this as well. Merge cell, and also you can split as well. Merge cell. You can merge this as well, and also you can select this. You can see table option. This where is alternating fields. That's where I defined the fields for. This one is going to be the color for the first one, and this one going to be the second one. So the tint and the first row is 30%, the tint for second row is 10%. The column stroke and the row stroke I defined also here is changed to the color white. And also I set up the space before, space after. Now I need to change this. Table setup, cell options. There's another thing is very useful is you go to table, you distribute row evenly. So this way we have the title is the same. I mean all the rows is the same thing here. Another thing is here I want this to line in the middle. Okay, instead of from the top. Is the success here, and then I need to copy some data here. Need to come to the paragraph style. And you need to choose another percentage. So I'm going to put this number here. This one I'm going to line in the middle. So I'm going to use the percentage here and the percentage here. I'm going to do a bold, regular, bold. Okay. So next thing I'm going to do is copy this. notice one thing. I need an extra one row. What should I do? I just click here. I will see insert row. I will see below. Okay. So automatically they insert another row for me. Okay. But this should be same as this one. Okay, use our eyedropper tool. And now I want to add a shadow on this one. So I just click this, FX, and add a shadow here. That is the table we create, and the table style is this success. So the next part we are going to do is add some text here, a success story. So using the text tool, create a text box. I'm going to split this into 3. I'm going to make sure I'm on the success body text. And then on the Word document, I'm going to copy this content here. Let me see, success, heading regular, yes. Okay. Looks good. Okay, let's do the body test first. There is another way when you do this option. I think this one took the heading. Just fine, yeah. That's good. Let's change to the body test first. And get rid of the thing that is on the character style. So that probably is the reason. Yeah, that's good because it was on the character style on the success. So we have this. I need to shrink this down. And this one's supposed to be the title. I just highlight this and click this P and say span all. And I need to center this and make this the heading. Change this to be 12 and change to be bold. Okay. And as I said, if you want to drop cap, for instance, if you want to drop cap for this mine, you can highlight this and click the P and there is the drop cap. The A is here, is on the character style. So you can see I want 2, and I want 2 as well. This one I probably want 3 because but now I don't think if I really need it, so I just delete it. But those are how you do the drop cap. And also all the lines I made justify instead of just a regular. This one is justify with the last line aligned left. Okay, this is the regular aligned left. So I use this justify with the last line aligned left. After this, I'm going to I'm going to add the last thing, which is this disclosure. Apple C. Use a text box. Apple B. And then come to the double click this, shrink this down, and then come to the object. I'm going to generate the QR code. As we said last week, it's going to be the URL. Okay, so it's a Command Shift if you want to shrink both the frame and the URL code. You do this. Okay. One more thing I want to mention is the InDesign is very good for the text wrap. What does that mean? Okay, if I have, for instance, this image is that the student picture. So I want to insert here. I just put this here. I click this picture here. Command Shift, shrink this down. So I'm going to say, I want this picture to be in the middle of this paragraph, but I want this text to be work around it. So just select this and select your text frame and click this text wrap. If you don't have it, is in the window and text wrap, and click this wrap around the bouncing box. Look, it's pushed the text to underneath. And then I say you can also set here the top, bottom, left, and right, how many margin you want. And there are several options here. You can also do another way. Say you only want this way. I want this text to be, I want this picture to be here. Look, it's pushing the way to just the top and the bottom, left and right has no picture. Or you only want a picture to be at the bottom and the text on the top, you can use this one. Or if you decide, you don't want this image to be covered, to have the text around it, you just simply click this, then it's back to the regular. But most likely, if you have a text, you have a picture, you want this text wrap. This option is great to have. That is InDesign's specialty. And later on, we are going to do a little bit more practice about the text wrap. All right. So let's put on there. I'm going to expand it this little. Okay. That is, we finished. Let's say goes to the presentation mode, which is a Shift W, the first page and second page. All right, Shift W back. Okay, let's do this together.